we wanted to bring some, our
Part two
perspective
of
in.
last year's summit, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of part two of last year's summit. If someone was here last year, like it's kind of the continuance of our session last year with new. I would say we bring a lot of different resources, like reports, researches that show kind of to back up what we think about AI in education. It's gonna be a very theoretical session. It's not going to be like very practical, which if you've been in one of our sessions before, it's very different. Normally we do everything very practical that you can take, like a lot of takeaways from our sessions. But this one is going to be a little different. And we are bringing perspective of like different reports, as I said, and researches of like how AI is impacting education and how we think it's going to impact in the future.
So pretty much it's more like a thought-provoking session. So you're gonna like leave this session with more questions than answers, and I think that's the goal we had when we started to plan this session, the content we wanted to bring, and that was the focus, right? Like give you more questions than answers. So we're gonna start with the first report, Mario. Is for George Washington University.
So well, at the beginning of this AI era, right, like 2022, 2023, like everyone was, I would say, like talking about different apps or different platforms that we could use. And I think that, I mean, that is great. Don't get me wrong, but I think like that's the focus should be elsewhere. And I think focus on AI in education should be in everything related to
AI
teach
literacy.
AI to students, AI literacy. Exactly. That it means that students should know not just how to use AI, but they should know how it works. What's behind the chatbot that they are using, like a different skills and different competencies that they can develop to be able to use this AI properly. And I think that has been our focus the last, I don't know, like last couple of years, working with different schools, school districts around the world, just developing programs to teach students not only how to use a specific tool, but have them just AI ready for their future.
That's very important. And this report from this research from the George Washington University, pretty much what it says is like when students know a lot about AI, when they are AI ready, when they have a higher level of AI literacy, they tend to use less the AI tools. So pretty much, you know
And
a lot
better.
about AI and how it works, you trust less, so you rely less on those tools. So why do you think this is the case? I'm gonna ask the participants, the chat, why do you think that the students, when they know more about AI, they use it less? Why do you think this is? What's the reason behind that?
And less, and I would say in a better way, right? It's not just like a that they write a prompt, they copy the first result they get, and then they just like probably send it and the assignment to the teacher. But they use it in a better way throughout that creation process. I can read in the chat this Alex Isaac said they better understand its limitations. Exactly. You observe more errors in AI that tends to make mistakes. Oh, this is going way faster than I expected. Like with 500 people here, I cannot keep up. Sorry.
So just read a couple more, Mario, and we can just move on with that.
They realize that it's not 100% accurate. They make errors. Exactly. When something becomes familiar, we tend to move on the newer things. If they understand how it works, they find out that they know where they thought they did. I don't understand that one, but pretty much the whole idea is that one of the main problems with new technologies is that like students or people that they don't really know how that technology works, they tend to think that that technology is magic, right? Like it works perfectly, that it's the solution for everything. But actually, AI is not the solution for everything. And once you know, and once the students know how it works and like what it does behind the screen, or what they can see, they realize that it makes errors, as you said. They realize that it's not magic, that there's a process that AI, LLMs, and all of that follows, and that the input from the humans is very, very important. And not only that, but the first result they get, it's just like a starting point. And the students' work, the work they put into, I would say, editing and making that result better is where the focus should be. So the more they know about it, the less they think it's magical, the more they know that it make errors, and they use it in a better way.
That's great. And I'm gonna use one comment from the chat that say students know that the AI products can be detected by AI detectors, I guess. So that takes us to the next research, the next report that we have here, which is from the Stanford University, one of the most renowned universities in the world, Stanford in California, for the people that is not from the US, right? So pretty much what Stanford says in this report is that there is no way we can identify that a product was made by AI with 100% accuracy. So there is no way I can use one of these detectors and have the 100% be 100% sure that an essay, a product was made by AI. And this was a great research, a great report that is making a lot of universities think about their policy of AI, about cheating, about all that, because they say that often these detectors are wrong. Like there is a big percentage of detectors that are actually wrong when they detect one of these AI made products.
Actually, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think this report says that there's no any detectors that they are above 80% accuracy.
No,
That's
there
what I
is
think. I think
not.
it's
Actually, OpenAI took down their AI detector after
yeah,
a
they used
couple
to
of
have.
months, right? Like they used to have one of these AI detectors, but they take it down after realizing that there is no way we can reach near to the 100% accuracy for these detectors.
And I read on the chat that Maria Jedra says that sometimes they rely on it too much for their homework, and that's the main problem that we are facing right now in education. I think that it's how we detect that homework or those assignments that have been made or have been done with AI. And I think that the main focus, or what I like what I think, or like Alberto and I, eTwins as an organization, we put the focus on evaluation, right? The way that we evaluate is not, I would say, we need to change the way that we evaluate, and we need to change the way that we create assignments, having in mind that our students are always, or like 90%, are going to use AI during that process. So our recommendation for those teachers who are listening to us right now is that for next school year, in August, September, whenever you have the back to school, start planning your assignments, start planning your assessment, well, your assignments, your activities, your homework, thinking that your students are going to use AI. In that way, you need to come up with a new way of evaluating all of those assignments.
We truly think that the answer to this AI world, this new ecosystem of AI, is not AI detectors, it's a change of evaluation. And I think this is a quote you can just frame, right? Like the answer to the AI in education is not AI detectors. It's a change of evaluation, a change of the way we evaluate the students, the assignments we use, the assessments we use, how we plan our evaluation, and we need to rethink and redesign the way we do that. Next, Mario, because we are running out of time. So cognitive. Now, I think this one is a big discussion, Mario.
Yeah, we're talking about cognitive offload, like cognitive, as you can say here, effort that is going down. It's pretty much, like another big discussion, or another big problem that we have when we use AI with the students, in a bad way, or not in a very meaningful way, is that if we use AI too much with the students, that is going to lead into a cognitive offload, meaning that they are not going to be able to develop cognitive different cognitive skills, or different skills, or different competencies that they are they should develop, but they rely on AI too much. So that's one of the problems. So there are like many reports. You have this one about Microsoft, MIT a couple months ago. They released another report talking about this same cognitive offload, that is, like when students rely on AI too much and they don't develop like a specific skill, because let's say that creativity or like a critical thinking or writing skills, why they do not develop that? Because they are using AI to replace that that process, the creation process.
Sorry, Mario, I was just answering the chat because we had one question, like said, can you give specific examples of how to reevaluate student work? I'm just going to send, just you can keep thinking, Mario. I'm gonna answer that in the chat because I
Okay.
sent it to you actually.
Okay. So Alberto is gonna like share an example on the chat. As I was saying before, this for us is one of the main problems, because as an adult, when you use AI to complete any task, it's great. We shouldn't rely on it too much, but we have like different skills already developed, right? Like we know how to write essays, we know how to, I don't know, think critically most of the time. From our point of view, the problem is when we use AI with the students in a wrong way, that we don't allow them to develop extra skills, right? Like different skills, because like they are in the age and when they develop all of those super important skills. So here on Microsoft, you can see that there's a very important report that says that there's a reduction of critical thinking, because of the generative AI. So this is one of the main problems that we think, and that we should act as a teachers. I think that we should use AI, but not from the very. We will talk about this later. Not from the very beginning of the creation process, but like we need to include it a little later.
Yeah, the Turing Sigma problem. And here we have one of the newest reports investigations about the use of AI tutors in classrooms, right? This investigation, this report is from Nigeria, because they have been experiencing some issues with the student ratio. So they have like 50, 55, 60 students per classroom. So it's one teacher for 50, 55, 60 students. So in Nigeria and in Kenya as well, they're implementing what they consider AI tutors. Basically, it's a way for students to rely on AI to answer questions, to investigate, to go back and forth with different content and ideas. So they're implementing these AI tutors in classroom and also for after school activities. And what they have found out in the last 3-4 months is like they reach the learning outcomes 3 times faster than in the regular setting with no AI. So this is crazy, and this opens this discussion of AI is going to replace teachers, right? Like we get that question a lot. And we truly think that no, AI is not going to replace teachers, but AI is going to complement teachers in those situations that the teacher cannot reach every student in the way that they should be reached, right? And this is a great example and report from the World Bank Group that kind of like explains how AI tutors can accelerate learning in the classroom.
And this is a very specific situation that they have, like as Alberto said, one teacher for 50 plus students. It's not like a normal setting in I don't know, in the US or in Spain that we are right now. But it's a great example of how AI used in a right way could benefit a lot of like critical situations and a lot of different situations that they are not like ideal contexts to teach, I would say.
100%. And probably the last one, Mario. It's about
Well,
cheating in the world of AI.
Well, first I would like to talk, because there's a lot of debate on the chat that about like we should use AI or paper and pencil, and like how we should use it in the classroom. And we can give you our perspective. Like different people have different perspective, different organizations, they have different perspective. But from our way of thinking, I think that AI should be in the classrooms. Of course, I think it should be like part of like their education, but I don't think it should be used in the very beginning of the creation process. Meaning that, let's say that they need to write an essay, right? So I don't think they should use AI from the very beginning. I think they should write their essay, write 5 paragraphs essay. I think they should write it. They should work on their writing skills. They should just keep learning, keep developing those skills. And once they have done that activity, we have 2 options. That is like use AI to improve our product, in this case our essay, or start a new activity, in this case like working on your prompt, but with a similar approach that the essay that you wrote with your pencil. That's what we think, right?
Also,
why is
it's
this?
very
Because
important to work on that AI literacy with the students. It's not just about using ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini. It's not about the tool. It's about the comprehension we have about this new AI ecosystem that is here to stay. So we cannot just it's not going away. So we need to work really hard to include AI and AI content and AI literacy in the classroom. And
I completely agree.
our goal should be to teach students how to use it in a proper way, because they are going to use it anyway. I mean, they are going to be
100%.
using ChatGPT, AI generative, like in any kind of AI, it's gonna be used by students either way, if we want or if we don't want them to use it. So we need to teach them how to properly use it to have a great impact in their learning. And the last one, Mario, and we can move on to questions.
Yeah, the last one is it's a report from here, from Spain, from the Basque country, El País Vasco, that it's very, very interesting that it says that the relationship between the use of AI chatbots, in this case was ChatGPT, and the cheating, as we know as cheating, let's say that since the release of ChatGPT, cheating hasn't gone up, meaning that students who cheated before, now they keep cheating using AI. Students who were very, I would say, rule followers and never cheated, they didn't start cheating because the release of AI, or like the release of ChatGPT. And this is very interesting because if you think about it, when we were classroom teachers and now that we are professors, it happens the same. You have those students that that they are never going to cheat, right? That they're going to complete their assignments, that they are not going to ask for help to their friends, or like they're going to copy those assignments from a friend. You have those students who you really know that they are never going to cheat. And you have also the other students that you know that they are going to cheat, right? So what this report says, this research says, is that the percentage of students who cheated hasn't gone up, but those who already cheated, now they do it like it's like cheating with steroids, right? Like they cheated like the way that they can cheat is like way more powerful. So it's a super interesting report. I don't know if I agree or I disagree, but we wanted to show it to you because it for sure raises a lot of different questions.
So pretty much what we wanted to do this session is, as how we mentioned at the beginning, is part 2 of the session we did last Edpuzzle Summit, which was about AI, the beginning of the AI. And this session we just wanted to bring a lot of reports and research about what people are saying about AI nowadays. So thank you so much. Now we are open to questions. I'm gonna leave this here just in case you want to follow us on social media.